technology. I'm hearing young people are feeding off of other young people, because if you think about technology, technology definitely brings us closer.
Right.
So like-minded people get with each other at a faster rate. Would you agree?
Yes.
So this is what I'm hearing that we're saying. So it makes it easier if I believe something, and if I believe it this way, then I can get you to believe it at a faster rate, because we can discuss it at a faster rate. But I also hear you saying that this is a generation that is not willing to hide anything.
Yes.
What is the exact information that you have, that you've heard about, that you've either researched, that you literally heard about Illuminati? What is the information that you have? And let's start with you, brother. Brother Green.
Well, again, when we listen to or hear about the Illuminati, it's this huge, big secret. For me, when I was searching for more light, I joined Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, searching for more light. After that, I became a Mason, because when I looked at my uncles, who was one of the youngest men in the United States to ever get his 33rd degree in the United States and Germany, I saw that. I saw what they represented, and I wanted that for myself. And so, in the efforts of searching for more light, folks will say that Masonry is a secret organization. Anything you want to know about the Masons, you can Google it, you can find it, it's right there for you. Now, you may open the Bible up to Psalm 133. Behold how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. It's like precious ointment. The stuff is right there in front of your face, but you won't know what you're looking at, again, unless you're a Mason. I mean, that's just like any other organization that you join. They have secrets, and you're not going to know until you join that organization. But when it comes to Illuminati, I look at it on a much larger scale. When you look at the Declaration of Independence, 56 of those guys who signed the Declaration of Independence were Masons. And so they were strategically placed in different places in order to carry out the will of the Masons. It's the same way with the Illuminati. You're looking at the Rothschilds, you're looking at the Rockefellers, and those guys, they're running the country. And so what do? They have secrets. And what they do is they strategically place folks where and have them to carry out their will. If I get stopped by the police, if he's one of my brothers, if I saw him a sign or a symbol, 9 times out of 10, he's going to let me go. If I go to court, and it's one of my Masonic brothers that's standing up there on that bench, 9 times out of 10, if I give him a sign or symbol, my sentence is going to be a lot lighter. If I'm looking for employment, it's the same exact thing when it comes to the New World Order, when it comes to the folks who are running it. They have folks strategically placed that's going to carry out their will.
Okay, so what you said was it's not necessarily that it's a secret organization, but rather having secrets.
Right.
Okay.
A lot of people believe the Illuminati is a secret devil-worshiping society. You worship the devil, you put symbols up so that you can get reverence from the devil. It's a very satanic cult that you have to be, supposedly have money to be a part of that cult. So for me, I guess the confusion lies where all the media people are involved in. When you have your Jay-Z and you have Kanye West and you have Rihanna, who are all supposedly a part of this society, but when it comes down to it and everybody are asking them, are you a part of the Illuminati? Everybody says, oh no, we're not a part of that organization. But when you turn to their videos or when you turn to their songs, it seems like it says something totally different, which is why people believe that it is a conspiracy, because it's just like, well, a conspiracy to begin with is something that a lot of people don't know about, and it's a plot or a plan or something like that. So in your music, if you're saying in your music the things that relate to Illuminati, but you're saying that you're not, it's just like, well, who are you really?
Right.
So I think that's where it comes for me from the Illuminati. It's just like, I know that it's something that's real, but if you're saying that you're not a part of it, but you're doing everything that makes it seem like you are a part of it, then what are you doing for the people who listen to you, who believe in you, who look up to you, so to speak?
Okay, because you brought up a pretty, would you say, a pretty big, wide discussion there. So do you believe as a listener, because when I say that you're a listener of this music, that by having this information, does that deter you from listening to it? Does it draw you to listening to it? Does it draw you to get more information about it?
For me, I think that it definitely intrigues me. It makes me want to receive more information about it. I think that I know I don't believe in it because that's just the way that I was raised. And when I was drawn to the music, originally I wasn't even allowed to listen to any type of rap or anything when I was younger. I had to sneak to listen to it because my mother didn't allow me to listen to anything that had that parental advisory sticker on it. So I was sneaking to listen to the Black Album and Reasonable Doubt and stuff like that. But I don't think that I'm not a person who believes that I will be a part of the Illuminati if I listen to it, or I'm going to be brainwashed or something like that. But I do believe that there's a lot of people who are misinformed and do believe that if they are listening to it, or if they're throwing up the signs that Rihanna or Kanye West throw up, that they are a part of it, or they're worshiping it, or anything along those lines.
Thank you.
Seeking power and influence is something else. Like, the original meaning of the organization got lost in translation from when its original creator came up with the concept. And maybe some people discussed it having to do with the Roman Church persecuting them in the 1700s, and they kind of went underground and turned to the evil side, as Chanel said, the satanic cult. But the fact that, like brother said, that he could be pulled over and show someone a symbol and that might influence a court case, or that you might be let go, people don't like that. That means you have more influence in society. That means you get above the influence that I have. What makes those individuals in that society or that organization better than me? That you influence an entire nation, or have people in certain positions that influence and make your life more prosperous than others.
That's good. Good point.
Yes. No, Nick?
Yes.
Well, I think because we're in the church, I just paraphrasing the Apostle Paul, who said, "We war not against flesh and blood, but principalities and rulers of the darkness of the deep and spiritual wickedness in high places." And Jesus asked the question, how do you see men? Do you see them as they are, or do you see them as trees? And I think we have to be clear on this Illuminati. As it was in the beginning, so shall it be in the end, in terms of our children understanding, even in their minds, that those are African symbols that they're using. When you look at the energy that they're harnessing, when you look at Madonna dressing the way she dresses, Rihanna dresses the way that she dresses, when you look at Kanye using the dress that he's using, and others, you see the signs and symbols of skull and bones. But the Illuminati meant the enlightened ones who were supposed to enlighten the world, not enlighten a few. So if there's going to be light, there has to be light for all. It can't be for the 10%ers and neglect the 85%ers. And then it's left up to the 5%ers to teach the 85%ers so that they really have that knowledge of self, knowledge of God, knowledge of others. So the Illuminati, they circumvent in terms of institutions, circumvent sovereignty of nations, circumvent human beings. So you end up seeing them sacrificing, and these sacrifices are real because people who were here yesterday are no longer here. So they are the sacrifices, whether you want to look at the sacrifices of Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, Tupac Shakur. But they've used this in order to harness power. They sacrifice children before when they're born and when they come out of the womb. They sacrifice children because that's part of harnessing the energy of a child. When you look at the institutions at many of these college institutions such as Penn State, that was Illuminati blood sacrifice. That's Illuminati sacrificing little boys before they can grow. So this is real when we see what happens. And so we have children and human beings who become wounded due to, again, the rituals of the Illuminati. And when you ask, can a person be a part of a conspiracy without knowing? You look at, again, how many of these award shows, many of these CDs that are released on Tuesdays because you are sacrificing it to the god of war. There is no CDs released on Monday or released on Wednesday or released on Thursday, released on Friday. They're released on Tuesdays because they're sacrificing to that god of war. So all of this energy is being harnessed in the hip-hop community, in the R&B community, in the rock community. And there's so much information out today from Fritz Springmeier's book, The 13 Bloodlines of the Illuminati, to Professor Griff's recent book, The Illuminati's Psychological and Covert War on Hip-Hop. I mean, there's so much material in terms of, again, those who have written about the Illuminati and how they've assassinated presidents, assassinated world leaders, assassinated Dr. King, assassinated Malcolm X, and we could go on and on and on. So all of this is part of the sacrifice, it's part of the rituals, because careers go down and careers go up. So you have to take down a Tupac so you can raise up a Slim Shady. You got to take down a Biggie Smalls so that you can raise up whoever, Big Meech, whoever it is you listen to today. You understand? Whoever it is you listen to, you have to sacrifice, but in sacrificing those blood sacrifice, then it means that if you want to move up, you got to bring a child, you got to bring a woman, you got to bring somebody that you're willing to sacrifice in order to show your loyalty to the Illuminati. And this is just in the music industry, but it's not just tied to the music industry. It's political, it's economic, it's judicial. You know, it's educational. It's in those 9 areas that control human life. So it's real when, you know, you see, again, the sacrifices that are taking place, but it's been all throughout history. But as I said at the beginning, that this is African signs and symbols that they're using, not from the positive side, but from a negative side. And what we have to do is we have to take it back and use it in a positive way so that we can really teach humanity and save humanity, because we clearly are at war at a time that we've never been at war before for the hearts and the minds and the spirit of our young people. And they're willing to fight. We just got to arm them with the right material to be able to, again, have this victory, which is already guaranteed to us, over, of course, these forces of darkness. But clearly, they worship Satan. They do not worship the same God that we worship. This is why you see the Baphomet symbols, which is a symbol of the ram's head, in these videos that Lil Wayne projects, that Jay-Z projects, that you have Jay-Z dissing Jesus in his videos. All of this is part of that. When you have Kanye writing a song, his first song that he came out with was Jesus Walks. Then he comes with the total opposite, Lucifer, the son of the morning, that he wrote for Jay-Z. You understand? But then our children are dancing to it, but the adults are dancing to it as well. Right. You know, so we have to use this as an opportunity to teach the people, not beat the people, regarding, again, the truth of the Illuminati and the puppets and the pawns of the Illuminati right now, that they're using this, again, as I said before, in order to harness our positive, again, African ancient Kemetic symbols, but they're using it in a negative way right now. And you see it in the behavior oftentimes, unfortunately, of the young people and the adults. They're in the trance and don't even realize they're in this trance, because, as you say, you are what you eat. And when you were skull and bones, you become skull and bones, the order of death. When you take in, of course, the music, because they use and tap into our vibratory frequency. Understanding that when you say 7 up, you're talking about the 7 chakras that are in our body, the 7 energy waves. So this is why they use it, in order to tap into your energy and drain your energy when you come out the club and you don't even know why your energy is drained. Because somebody's been tapping into your energy and draining your energy. So when you're constantly listening to this music every day, they understand that they have to use that in order to, again, inculcate you, or to basically be able to brainwash you into thinking the way they think and taking on the energy that they take on. But it started with rock music. When you go back and look at that, the Tavistock Institute, what started over there. It started with Disney, when you look at Walt Disney and what he did with the 2, what you call the monarch, that whole issue with the monarch and of course, the right brain, left brain, and how all of that is used. I mean, it's so much more that I'd love to share, but I know probably one show won't give us enough time to really get into not just the Illuminati, but looking at, again, how they are controlling and circumventing world governments today and controlling humanity right now, where humanity is on a downward spiral as opposed to being on an upward spiral. So they want to bring in their government, but it's not a government of peace, it's a government of disorder. Whereas we have to work to bring in the government that our Savior talked about, which is a world government that every man and woman can sit under their own vine and fig tree and none should be afraid. So this is the day that we have to work to bring.